Welcome back to Switch to Linux. This is the business news clip. These are recorded live 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the whole show live, engage in the comments, or just catch these brief news clips instead. So today, the first story in our business news is your autonomous vehicle Sally the Sportscar or Bloodthirsty Christine? I mean, come on, guys. I didn't read this article in full detail. I just so love the title and autonomous vehicles. What are they? Like, I went up to the post office today and I parked behind a Tesla and I'm just thinking, oh man, hope that thing doesn't blow up. No, they're not that unstable. I mean, really. But, you know, as long as the thing's not driving, I'm okay with it. It's on the side of the road. It's parked. It's not going to go driving full speed into the back of a fire truck because it's not moving. So I was happy about that. But it raises this question as we're getting these autonomous modes. And of course, we talked about this a few weeks back where Tesla, was it Tesla? Yeah, Tesla is adding a part of their autonomous vehicle settings. One of them is a more aggressive driver and there's more conservative one. So it's basically, I called it the Mad Max mode. You know, there's a slight higher risk for a fender bender when you enable this thing. Really? That's problematic. That's really, honestly, seriously problematic, okay? But it raises this question. As we have these cars, of course, we talked last week about GM developing a new AI brain in their cars. It will allow up to 4.5 terabytes per hour of data transfer. Is it hour or second? I forget. Whatever. It was huge data transfer. I think it was per second. This internet-connected cars with that much data transfer is a hacker's dream. And a hacker could take your Sally the Sportscar and turn it into a Bloodthirsty Christine really quick. We got to put the brakes on all of these autonomous cars, slow down a little bit. Let's keep our cars off the internet and keep real drivers in them so that we don't turn into this giant world of hackers playing real-life midnight club or something, or Grand Theft Auto. I mean, imagine that. The Central Hackers Grand Theft Auto game, it's just done with real cars. Hey guys, I got another one. What's this? And we're just going to get into a scary place here if we keep on connecting these cars to the internet. This is not going to be a good thing, Cars are really only secure by obscurity right now anyway, so, we don't need any of that. Well, on to more computery, businessy type news. Microsoft's Universal Windows Platform app dream is dead and buried. Well, it's about stinking time. They finally sat down and realized, oh, nobody wants this crap. And so they finally decided that they're going to do away with this. And according to the article, it will bring full native Win32 games to the Microsoft Store. So if you were looking for real Windows 32 programs, like real applications, not these soft app type things that they had going on with the, UWP or whatever, then you could actually now get these from the store. This is good in a way, but it's also bad in a way because now it means that Microsoft has more of an incentive to vendor lock your system. You want to have your Adobe Creative Suite? Well, sorry, you just can't get it from there anymore. You're going to have to pull it in from the store instead. That way Microsoft gets their little slip off the top, just like Apple gets their slip off the top. And that's kind of where we're getting some problematicness in everything that we're doing. So just keep that in mind. This is good and it's bad. I mean, and here's the actual notice from Microsoft. So it is good in that we can get our real applications, but it's bad in that, yeah, we're now getting a bigger walled garden inside of your Microsoft store. That's kind of exciting. Well, Google, not to be outdone with anything else, Google went ahead and updated their policies. They looked at three different areas of policies. Sexuality, loot boxes, and hate speech. I gotta say, I really don't mind what they're doing here. So they're tightening up the Play Store policies. If basically they want to make sure that things stay pretty much community friendly in general. So some apps, some apps, of course, have some pretty bad elements in them. So regarding sexual content, the company has expanded its prohibition against apps displaying sexually explicit content to simply sexual content, which means any sex-related entertainment, which is good. Now, if you are into that kind of stuff, hey, at least Android allows you to sideload stuff. I mean, whatever. But depictions of nudity, depictions of animations, illustrations, etc., content that depicts AIDS or fetishes, and content that is lewd or profane is now all blocked, which frankly I think is a good thing. We need to keep these public spaces fairly neutral in these respects. And hey, I'm not saying these guys can't produce those. I'm just saying keep them off of the place where your average person can find them. Distribute them somewhere on the deep web. We were talking about that. You can grab the thing, you can sideload it, whatever. Hate speech. So here they include compilations or assertions intended to prove that a protected group is inhuman, inferior, or worthy of being hated. Now, the hate speech one, I might have some issue with some of what they're doing. Apps that contain theories about a protected group possessing negative characteristics or explicitly or implicitly claim a group as a threat. Content or speech trying to encourage others to believe that people should be hated or discriminated against. See, here's the problem with the hate speech portion is this is excessively vague, and very neutral points of simple discussion in public discourse could be banned because somebody says, oh, that's hateful. Why? Because I disagree with your opinion? Yes, it's hate speech. And when it crosses that line of vagueness, that's where we have some serious problems. So I think the hate speech portion of this is excessively vague. But regardless, now regarding loot boxes, they have to clearly disclose the odds of receiving those items. That pretty much brings loot boxes in accordance with laws regarding multi-level marketing groups and gambling. And then there's just a few other things. You can get all of the changes to the Google Play Store there. So that is the update to Google Play services if you happen to care about what's going on there. And this is interesting. So in the middle of this T-Mobile and Sprint debate, the FCC said, you guys can merge if you can help create a fourth separate phone carrier. Well, Amazon stepped up like, we think we kind of want to do this. So T-Mobile has a service called Boost. This is one of these prepaid subcontracted services. So like Cricket, I think, is Cricket from T-Mobile or is Cricket from AT&T? Cricket's AT&T, I think. So, like, you get Cricket, you get Republic Wireless, a few of these other ones where you can go. They're kind of more prepaid-y type things like this. And with this, what you can end up doing is buy the service from them. You're actually using T-Mobile or Sprint. So T-Mobile has this group called Boost, and Amazon wants to buy it. So then Amazon would end up becoming another provider. Now, I think this would mean that they're going to decouple it out. I didn't get the details of that were a little murky, whether it still becomes utilizing the Sprint/T-Mobile network or whether it branches off to be its own independent network is still yet to be seen. But still, Amazon is trying to get into this so that they can get yet another industry. This is problematic because Amazon moves into nearly every one of these industries and just ends up doing a lot of damage to the industry as a whole. So we get that. Full disclosure, use my Amazon link up above if you like to buy things. I shop on Amazon. I can't find some of the stuff I need other places, unfortunately. But Amazon's getting into this. So why would they want to get into this? Well, I mean, of course, they want to dominate the market and absolutely everything, but cell phones are some of the best places to collect data from people. And Amazon is a data analytics company, whether we want to recognize that quite as much or not. So that is something to keep an eye on. Would you buy a phone service from Amazon or would you not? Let me know in the comments down below. And on to our featured story for today. Now, we talked about this. I know I talked about it on my other channel. I'm not sure if we talked about it on this channel or not. But this is the second of a peer-reviewed articles to come out in the Journal of the American Medical Association in Psychiatry, looking at very significant increases in suicide rates after the release of the Netflix series called 13 Reasons Why. Now, I've not seen this series, but the general synopsis is a teenager commits suicide and leaves 13 reasons why. And so each one of the episodes listens through a tape or however it is and goes through and tells a story. And basically what the scientists are looking at and saying that 13 Reasons Why as a series is basically glorifying and glamorizing suicide. And this is, like I said, the second article from two completely independent labs, which both brought forth articles suggesting that the suicide rates went up dramatically after this. And this is just yet another thing where the ability of media to impact us is paramount. It is not theoretical. It is not actually out there. It is not just shaky and some people don't like it. Now, can this cause you to do that? No. But can it influence you or sway your decision? Yes. So you can find this information. Here's the abstract. I don't know if you can grab the full text on this one or not. Yeah, you would need a subscription to get the full text. The other article that I covered either on this channel or my other channel, you could get the full setting. But what they basically said is that suicide data from ages 10 to 19-year-olds, 20 to 29, and 30 and older are collected every year. And what ended up happening is, I think it went up. I forget what the exact percentage was. It's in here somewhere. But the percentage of suicides dramatically increased when this came out. And that's something to keep in mind, that what we watch, what we listen to, what we play actually impacts us. Now, I actually wrote a book on this topic. I spent 4 years researching this. So the book is called I Am Not Amused. It is a Christian book, but I approach this from a completely different perspective than any other book in its genre, in that the first few chapters are exclusively utilizing secular sources, scientific articles, other references, on top of musicians, dictating, basically saying how media impacts us, whether it's movies, whether it's music, whether it's whatever else. I wrote this book out and mostly as a guide for Christian people, but I think anybody could learn a lot from this. And that is who our show today is brought to us by Audible. You can actually pick up a copy of this book if you are on Audible and you want to listen to this. You can grab it with your Audible credits. If you do not have an Audible account, you can use the link in the description below. Sign up to Audible. That greatly helps this channel out. And Audible is $14.95 a month. Will get you 2 audiobooks per month that you can keep even if you cancel the subscription, or you can purchase books individual. You can sign up for an Audible account, not do the monthly plan, and just buy books a la carte. This costs $19.95 on Audible, and you can actually, if you want to go ahead and check my other channel, I will have all sorts of links to get this. Actually, I think it's IamNotAmusedBook.com. Will have all of the places to pick up a copy of the book if you don't like the Amazon companies. So that's my thoughts there. What do you think about the ability for music and movies and games to impact you? Let me know in the comments down below.